hope you found that first assignment to be pretty easy. It's really the only thing that needs to be accomplished this first week since it's a short week and we're all just getting used to this online stuff. Okay, this was the worksheet. Little ant here, sorry. Please, if you haven't done this, stop the video and do it. Don't just do it along with me. The first part was just testing your memory for the vocabulary. The mean is the average. The median is the middle. The mode is the most often occurring. The lower extreme was the smallest value. The upper extreme was the largest value. One more thing on the median, hopefully you put down that it was Q2. The lower quartile is Q1. It's the median of the lower half, while the upper quartile, Q3, is the median of the upper half. The range is the biggest minus the smallest, and the interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. All right, it says example. On this one, you should have got a mean of 13. When you add them up, you have 130 divided by the 10 values gives you a mean of 13. For the median, make sure that you had put them in order. When they were in order, there were two numbers, a 10 and a 14. The middle would be 12. You could add them up and divide by 2 if you need to. The mode is 10. There are 2 4s, but there happen to be 3 10s, so the most often occurring is 10. The lower is the smallest of 4. The upper is 25. Now you'll have 5 numbers in the lower range, 4, 4, 10, 10, and 10. The lower quartile would be the middle, which is 10. For the upper half, you have 14, 15, 16, 22, and 25, the middle being 16. These two are subtracted for the range, giving you 21. These two are subtracted for the interquartile range, giving you 6. All right, for the box and whiskers plot, it gives you a couple of examples. Notice the middle, the median of both sets of data is a 70. The lesser range would be, the range is from the top to the bottom. So you're looking for the one that has the smaller amount, which would be this one, plot A. The interquartile range, remember, is the Q3 minus the Q1. So it's here. Notice this one has a bigger range than this one. So the interquartile range that's greatest is plot B. The upper quartile for each set. Remember what the upper quartile is. It's Q3, this bar right here. So for plot A, it's 80. For plot B, it's 85. The lower extremes are these values here. So for plot A, I'm sorry, it's the lower extreme, not the lower quartile. So it's the lower extreme is the extremely smallest. This one, which is 50, and this one, which is 40. The percent of the data, this one might have thrown you a little bit, between 60 and 85 for plot B. Between 60 and 85 is here. Remember, each section is 25%. So these two sections make up 50% of the data. For number 7, plot A greater than 80 is just this one section, which is 25% of the data. What percent of the data in plot B is less than 85? So all 1, 2, 3 sections, or 75%. Okay, on the back, talking about stem and leaf plots. The highest and the lowest score. Well, the lowest score is 52. The highest is 96. Which test score occurred the most often? Well, here there are 3 scores that are 74. Which interval did you get the most students scoring? Would be in here, which is the 70s. You could say from 70 to 79. How many students scored a 70 or better? So that's the 70s, 80s, and 90s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 students. This right here I didn't mention, that's the key. 7 bar 2 means 72. That's 72. That's their key. Okay, how many students scored less than 70 would be the 50s and 60s? 7 of them. All right, number 10. This is a double stem and leaf plot. I didn't talk about it, but hopefully you figured out that this was like the 50s. These are 70s and 80s. It's kind of a backwards. That way they didn't have to make 2 separate stem and leaf plots. So the highest morning humidity would be this number here, 89. The lowest afternoon humidity would be this value, 51. Does the humidity tend to be higher in the morning or in the afternoon? Well, look, here's the highest values. They're all in the morning. All right, last group are the histograms. For number 11, how many total students took the test? Notice there are 2, 5, 8, 12, and 6 for a total of 33 students. How many students scored at least a 71? You have 71 and more. So 8, 12, and 6, or 26 students. Can you determine the highest grade? No, you can't. You know that the highest student score is between 91 and 100, but you cannot assume that someone got 100. You only have the range that they scored between 91 and 100. Number 12. Here, your data represents revenue. That's how much money they make of the top 25 movies in a year. How many movies grossed at least 141 million? Notice it gives the value in millions rather than putting all the zeros. So at least 141 million would be 1, 2, 3, 4, those 5 bars. So a value of 5, 1, 2, 2, and 2. Which is 12 movies. How many gross between 61 and 180? So 61 to 180 are these 3 bars, 4, 10, and 5, or 19. Can you determine how many movies gross between 121 and 140 million? Let's look. 121, ooh, that would be in here somewhere. So you really can't, because you don't know how many are on the smaller side of 121 or the biggest. So you cannot. All right, thanks for checking this homework. I haven't come up with a way for me to check the homework yet, but I will. So for right now, since this was such an easy assignment, just make sure you thoroughly understand it. Maybe put it in a folder or your math notebook. That would be a great place to keep it. I'm also going to come up with ways for you to ask me questions live, probably via either FaceTime or Zoom. But for right now, hopefully you figured this one out. Keep praying that this virus stops soon. I love you guys. Bye.